Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases, even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Saturday, October 27th, Bourbon and Bacon Fest. It is coming back, and this time it's heading south, baby. Heading to Revstown, Tacoma. Join us during the day, join us during the night, or join us for both at the Tacoma Armory as distilleries from all over this great land will be telling you, take a sip of this. Oh, yeah, some great, great spirits.
And then when you're done, go over to the Rev's house and hang out with the man about town.
Yeah, that's right. Party at my place. I got to tell you this. I mean, yeah, he's the man about town, but is he going to be giving you great bacon treats from all of your favorite restaurants?
Probably
Bourbon
not.
and Bacon Fest will be.
That's right.
Yeah,
Rev's not providing the pork.
No, he's not providing the pork. Where's the pork? So if you want great bourbon, you want great bacon treats, there's one place to go, Bourbon and Bacon Fest, Saturday, October 27th.
You want to know where the beef is? It's right here.
Yeah, right there at Tacoma Armory. You want tickets? You want info? KISW.com. Bourbon and Bacon Fest, benefiting our friends at Treehouse.
Let's play B-Mix.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. B-Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, or maybe try to whack him instead.
Whack it.
It's Whack It Wednesday.
Whack it.
Oh, yeah.
How's everybody doing? My name is Mr. Wacky.
Hey, Mr. Wacky. Hi, Mr. Wacky.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
All right.
Well, if you're outside right now, you might not be able to see Mr. Wacky because it is foggy as F.
Nice.
Changing of the seasons, baby. Oh, my God. It was so cold this morning. I'm cold right now. Well, that's because you're wearing a T-shirt. Maybe you ought to wear something a little bit more appropriate for the season.
All right, Dad. Tell me to put on a sweater.
You're complaining about being cold. Otherwise, I would have left you alone, son.
Fine. Touche.
Hey.
I mean, it wasn't really, it's like if you said, I'm thirsty, BJ might go, well, get yourself a glass of water.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Dad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks for giving me advice to my problems.
Like you got a little rainier fog going on.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good call.
This is when I see it like this. It's like, okay, fall's officially upon us.
Oh, yeah.
The frost is on the pumpkin a little bit. I was like chilly this morning.
Is that a euphemism?
Maybe.
Don't look it up on Urban Dictionary,
You have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, you do.
Let's get to our contestant today. Oh, my God. We got Darren in Bellevue to take on Steve. Darren, are you there, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning, Darren.
What's he playing for today, Steve? Ticket to see Shinedown in Godsmack at the Angel of the Winds Arena on October 10th. Go to KISW.com for all the details. You want tickets? They're available now. AngelofthewindsArena.com. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Darren will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Darren, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Well, let's whack it.
In Disney's Snow White, what kind of animal heart does the huntsman give to the queen in place of Snow White's?
A deer.
No.
Pass.
What color shirt is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo typically seen in?
Green.
Yes. What numerical value are the face cards worth in blackjack?
10.
Yes. Triton is the largest moon of which planet?
Mars.
No.
Saturn.
No.
Uranus.
No. Who is Joe Dirt searching for in the 2001 movie by the same name?
His parents?
Yes. When is Cinderella required to leave the ball?
Midnight.
Yes. Don Johnson played the character Big Daddy in which Tarantino movie?
Oh, that was the Django.
No.
Django.
No.
Gosh darn it. Pass.
In Harry Potter, who is it that reveals to Harry that he's a wizard?
Pass.
In National Lampoon's Vacation, to which location was the family headed?
Wally World.
Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Don't you know you're a wizard, Harry?
I haven't even seen the movies and I know that one.
Dudley, get away from that cake. I'll give you a pigtail is what I'll do.
Oh.
Oh, shouldn't have told you that.
Spoiler alert.
Shouldn't have told you that.
Don't spoil. You're yelling at him here.
Don't worry, we're just acting out scenes of things that you don't need to.
He has no idea.
Concern yourself with.
He does not know who that person is.
Yeah, you don't think he'll get it, but then he'll surprise you and he'll get it.
He doesn't pay that much attention to.
I hope not.
His own wife.
That's why I made this question. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
In Disney's Snow White, what kind of animal heart does the huntsman give to the queen in place of Snow White's?
Goat.
No.
Tiger.
No.
Bear.
No.
Oh, my.
What color shirt is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo typically seen in?
Was that orange?
No.
Green.
Yes.
That's right, for weed.
Velma's orange.
What numerical value are the face cards worth in blackjack?
21.
No.
10.
Yes. Triton is the largest moon of which planet?
That would be Uranus, right?
No.
Saturn.
No.
Venus?
No. Who is Joe Dirt searching for in the 2001 movie by the same name?
His parents.
Yes. When is Cinderella required to leave the ball?
9 minutes after 6.
No. Midnight. Yes. Don Johnson played the character Big Daddy in which Tarantino movie?
Is that Inglourious Bastards?
No.
Kill Bill.
No.
Jackie Moon.
No.
Jackie Brown.
No.
Jackie Moon.
Oh, Jackie Moon.
In Harry Potter, who is it that reveals to Harry that he's a wizard?
Hello. Dumbledore.
No.
Hogwarts.
No.
Triple.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Steve, you lose. Whoa! Darren wins 5-4.
Oh, thank you so much, Darren. You're the man, buddy.
Nice.
All right. You hang on the line, and we'll get Steve this.
I'm a loser, and I like someone who's near to me. I'm a loser, and I'm not what I appear to be.
That's a fact. You could have gotten yourself a tie, Steve, if you would have gotten to this question. In National Lampoon's Vacation, to which location was the family headed?
Wild Waves.
No.
Wally World.
On his birthday, he be a loser.
Oh, just once. So sad.
Just once.
In Disney's Snow White, what kind of animal heart does the huntsman give to the queen?
Is it a wolf's heart?
No. Oh. It's one that they use in science.
Frog.
Cow?
No. It's a pig.
Human.
Ah, that's right.
Pig heart. Not a human. It's a lot darker than I would
Sleeping
imagine.
Beauty was like, sorry, sleeping. You're already sleeping anyway. We need your heart.
Triton is the largest moon of which planet?
It's got to be Jupiter.
No, it's not.
It's not Jupiter either?
Not.
Saturn.
No.
He already guessed Saturn.
Earth.
No, not Earth. We have one moon.
The sun.
Oh, it's gotta be, Neptune, of course.
Thank you.
I'm a
After
moron.
you said all of them.
Yeah. Oh, but Triton and Neptune, it goes together.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. You're right. Like Trident.
Yeah, I suck.
Hey, BJ.
Yes.
Who tells Harry that he's a wizard?
You're a wizard, Harry. I am Hagrid? Really? Yes. Now let me give you a friend over here, your little brother guy, a tale is what I'll do. And I don't know why he sounds like he's like a pirate.
He turns into a tree.
He's a pirate.
Hey, huh?
He's his cousin, not his brother.
Yeah, he is his cousin.
You're so
right.
stupid.
God.
Yeah, Danny's right.
Just making sure you know.
That's right. He's a cousin because poor Harry's parents are dead.
Spoiler, man.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Darren was really close with this one. Don Johnson played the character Big Daddy in which Tarantino movie. He just didn't get the full title out there, so I could not give it to him.
Oh, that's what the problem was.
It was.
It's Django Unchained.
Exactly. He just said Django.
He just said Django, yeah.
That's why this text just came in. It said the D is silent in Django because it's in Rev's mouth.
Jeez. Thanks, Texter. You know what? At least they weren't correcting me. I'll give them a bonus for that one.
Well, I would have said Hateful Eight and been so pissed at myself because I forgot that it was Django Unchained is the official title.
Yep.
I've never seen that one.
Which one?
Django Unchained.
Oh, it's
really?
so good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you got a Blu-ray player at home?
No, I mean, I have an Xbox One or something.
Okay, then it'll play it. I mean,
that's upstairs. I don't watch movies upstairs.
I was going to let you borrow it, but
really
apparently
care.
not. No.
And really,
Don't offer.
you got to love dialogue movies because that's what makes Tarantino's movies so amazing.
I love Tarantino movies. My favorite
you do?
movie is Reservoir. Well, not my all-time favorite, but top 5 is Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
I put
okay.
Kill Bill in my top 10.
Kill Bill, I just recently rewatched it, and it is amazing.
And I think Jackie Brown is highly underrated.
Jackie Brown.
It's a good movie. Jackie Brown's a good movie.
You know what? I don't know if I've actually seen that one.
Oh, really?
I think I have it on DVD.
Bridget Fonda was in that, and she's in a lot of his movies. Bridget Fonda's so good.
I feel bad, too, because I have the Tarantino box set at home, and I don't think I've actually seen that one.
Oh, it's a fun movie.
I need to put it in then.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Yeah, and Hateful Eight was good.
Inglourious Bastards is
Django
awesome.
Unchained was good. And Steve, if you like his movies, then those are 2 movies to check out.
No, Django's always been one I keep meaning to watch. It's one I'm going to have to watch on my own because I know my wife's not going to dig it.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is amazing in it, and so is Christoph Waltz.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Christoph Waltz is amazing.
Yeah.
McLovin?
No, that's Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Did you see the new Bond?
Yeah, Spectre?
Yeah, Spectre. So
Spectre's awesome.
He's the bad guy. Christoph Waltz is the bad guy from that.
He was awesome in that.
Well, he's also great in Django Unchained.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of Tarantino.
Was he was also in Inglourious Bastards.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I remember that face looks familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was
super
fantastic.
creepy and evil in that one.
He was fantastic in Inglourious Bastards, yeah.
Congratulations, Steve. You lost on your birthday. So.
That's how it is. If you tie or beat Steve, you get the prize. As simple as that. I want to give a quick shout out. Oh, you got something?
Oh, I was just saying because you brought up James Bond. I just didn't know what your thoughts were. I read that story today. It said Michael Jackson wanted to play James Bond back in the 80s. Could you imagine that?
Boy, that would have been interesting. Yeah. I'll give you a gun. I don't know how that would have been. That would have been bizarre.
I think it would have been awful.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it would have been awful.
It would have been, it would have been awful. Though it's interesting because, people have been talking because obviously Michael Jackson, a person of color, people have been talking about Idris Elba, who's a great actor. You know him in the Thor movies as pretty much the gatekeeper, or I should say whatever the travel-y thing that they go on. It's some Nordic thing, but he's the dude that's in charge of making sure of the Bifrosty travel beam thing, whatever. And this has been other stuff too, and he's really good. And people talked about him being the new James Bond, but I think he's finally come out and said it ain't happening.
Well, yeah, I'm reading more. The Michael Jackson one's hilarious, bro. Because apparently an agent, he told him, he's like, my dream is to play Bond. And the guy says, you're thinly built, you're too sensitive, and you won't be credible as a brutal block of stone.
Yeah.
And then said at some point while they were having a conversation, Michael's hat fell in some guacamole, and him and his business partner started laughing. And Michael stormed out of the room. He had to chase him down and say that for 15 minutes they weren't laughing at him.
Wow. Gosh, man, that's a beating.
But you don't seem sensitive at all.
No, not at all. You'll be able to be a perfect Bond as long as they don't use guacamole as a weapon.
Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Well, you know what? I want to talk about it later because
we won't.
Let's do it on Listeners on the Loose. I just want to talk about the cool kind of baseball broadcast I saw last night.
Okay,
let's do that. It is time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about, including me. I think I'm going to... Do I get to, Steve?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, sometimes you listen.
All right. Your calls, your texts, we'll take them at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by the Shane Company. Whatever it is you want to talk about, it could be anything. Anything you want to bring to this table. Something new, something old. Just remember, though, Steve has one rule for Listeners on the Loose.
And that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong and then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
That's what it's all about. All right, Steve, before we start, you and I both got these big boxes, but you got yours open before mine, and I think they're both the same thing.
Yeah, so we got this promo item from a movie, I would imagine.
Oh, from Venom, the movie Venom.
So it's this giant, heavy box, and then you open it up, and I was like, oh, cool, somebody sent us a bong. And it's not a bong. It's a can of, or a bottle of soda.
It's a canister. That's where I think they keep the symbiote.
That's where the symbiote. Yeah.
Well, how do you open this thing?
That's
Carefully.
the idea. You got to be careful how you open it, Steve. You don't want to let
two sides.
There we go.
There we go.
You just let the venom out. Oh, that's cool. Oh, and it's brisk iced tea along with whoever the company is.
Dark cherry limeade.
Ah,
This seems like a lot of money, though.
Yeah, well, they're I guess they're back in the movie.
I mean, that's crazy. They could have sent us the bottle. I didn't need to put it in this giant case.
The case is a collectible for anybody that cares about that kind of stuff, though. I mean, somebody would want that, probably by the name of Chris.
How much do you think I could get on eBay for this thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Chris, you can have mine, Chris. I know that you would
do
dig
that.
Mine
as well. What am I going to do with this thing?
Rev might want it.
You can have mine. I kind of ripped the box open.
I feel badly because now, I mean, we want to mention the movie Venom is coming out this Friday. Don't look at the reviews.
Dude, I was just reading that there's a big scam going on with the reviews. Like a bunch of Lady Gaga fans are all rallying together and leaving negative reviews about the movie so that her movie beats Venom.
Oh, the Star is Born movie? So that's what they're doing? They want a movie to do well, so they're leaving scam bad reviews for another movie. If that's really true, that is such BS.
Hey, guess what? Fans ruin everything.
Wow. Yeah. So, here's the story. The two biggest movies hitting theaters this weekend, as we told you, Venom with Tom Hardy and the remake of A Star is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. And, of course, her little monsters are trying to help her win the box office.
That's her fans, for those of us that don't know.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, her little monsters, the fans of Lady Gaga. They're trying to help her win the box office by sabotaging Venom with fake and negative reviews on social media. They're saying things like, quote, "I won't let my son watch Venom. It's so ugly and not something God would like.
Oh, come on.
My family's going to watch A Star is Born." Wow.
See, I mean, I think that's BS, but honestly, I haven't had hope for this movie since I saw the first trailer, and especially since Tom Hardy has come out saying, well, a bunch of footage that I really liked isn't in the movie, makes me think it's not
the Rotten Tomatoes reviews comes from critics. It's not like from people on social media just posting random stuff.
But it's also users. I mean, you get the Rotten Tomatoes. I pay more attention to the user ratings than the critic ratings because honestly, most critics are idiots, in my opinion.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, Steve. Yeah, if they're going on there posting fake user ratings, that will destroy Rotten Tomatoes. They've got to figure out a way to. I don't know if there's anything you do about it, because if you have such a disparate thing, but right now it seems like the critics are also not digging this.
I like this text though. Says this story. It's allegedly because it's probably just a story that's made up by Venom fans to make you understand why it's not doing well.
Oh, you know what? And that is totally Inception right there.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, Variety says that Venom is expected to make at least $55 million, while A Star is Born is only supposed to make $25 to $30 million. But they're both different movies.
I was about to say, if I'm planning on going to see Venom, I'm not probably going. I mean, I'm not going to be like, nope. Just notice that Lady Gaga's got a movie. I'm skipping Venom.
Yeah,
I don't get why people are doing this.
Well, again, fandom, like Rev said, fans ruin everything. The extreme fans, the true fanatics out there for something, they just think their way is the right way, that they will supersede any system, which even if it's wrong to do. And I don't like that at all.
And her fans, this isn't the first time. I was just reading an article. I forgot about this, or maybe I just never knew it. But apparently they also attack like Katy Perry fans. And like her fan base sometimes just does this, where they just decide to just have like this mob mentality on whatever else is going out there, because God forbid people like something other than Lady Gaga.
I feel like, though, that's with any pop star, because I think I remember like BJ tweeted out a joke about Britney Spears, and all the Britney Spears fans started coming out of the woodwork and freaking out.
That was so much fun. I remember having fights with some of those, and then some of them ended up listening to the show. Like they were going back and forth for a couple of weeks with me.
The only time it ever happened, I think I made a goof on that 5 Seconds of Summer band. There's a couple of their fans that got upset with me, and I just like, look, whatever you say, I still think this band stinks. Like, it's good for you that you like them, but it's not my world.
Yeah. But it's just one thing, I think, when you want to actually ruin it, like a process that's like, a process about movie critics thing. I just think, oh, really? Don't be putting fake news out there. We got enough of it as it is. I mean, really. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to, how do you know what to think anymore?
I just base things on my own opinion. I don't let masses change my opinion on things. So this really doesn't affect me at all. Like if a movie gets a bad review, but I'm excited to see it, I'm still going to see it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are movies that I'm going to see no matter what. Venom, I was on the fence with. That's the problem. If you're on the fence with something, and I don't know if I'm going to want to see it if it gets bad reviews. That's the problem.
But how do you know you have the same taste as the reviewers?
Well, again, if I'm on the fence.
I understand that.
That's the key. Like, if all of a sudden everybody just said, this is an amazing movie, it gets 90-something%, like Black Panther. I was on the fence with Black Panther because I was not super interested in that character growing up reading Marvel Comics. I just didn't dig Black Panther. But they got such great reviews. I said, man, I got to go see this movie. And as it turned out, I loved it. Granted, I wasn't like Cartman. I actually loved the movie, so so that's the difference. If you're on the fence, it might, affect those sales. details. But you're right, Steve. If you really want to see something, I don't think a movie critic is going to make a difference.
I take way more stock in, like, let's just say Vicky goes to me and says, hey, you really need to see this, because she knows what my taste is, which I know is bad.
Yeah, she does.
But you know what I mean? Like, you guys know what I'm into. So if you said this is a movie you're going to love, or this is a band I think you're going to really dig, I'm going to listen to that as opposed to Billy the reviewer on BillyReviews.com.
BillyReviews.com.
You know what I mean? Though, because like, I don't know what this guy, like, what kind of music does he like? How am I supposed to know that his taste in music is the same as mine, or his taste in stupid movies is the same as mine?
Yeah,
probably isn't. He probably likes some weird movie from France.
Yeah, well, and now, especially now that you can't trust Yelp reviews, you can't trust any kind of review anywhere, and now that we're seeing that, you know, Lady Gaga's fans, the little monsters, are going on, they're putting fake reviews. The whole process has me thinking, I don't believe my Uber driver's really what he's rated. I don't believe anybody's movie's rated. I don't believe anything anymore. I mean, I hate to say it, but fake news is becoming a part of my life where I don't believe anything.
See, I'm like the opposite. Though. Like, some people just look for any little thing to have a negative review about somebody, and they want to share it. Like, I use it. eBay is the only thing I will make reviews on people, so it's the only kind of connection I can make to it. And I still always, it doesn't even matter if the service was all that great from the eBay purchase that I made, I always give them positive 5 stars.
Oh, what a guy.
Like the other day, I ordered something and it showed up for the wrong, like it was a leg thing, and it showed up for the wrong leg. And it was so much like, that son of a bitch, I just bought this. But the guy, you know, he took it back and returned the money. And I'm like, 5 stars, great.
Oh, all right.
You know, I don't even bother to write a review like, he sent me the wrong thing. It's like, it was an accident. I'm not going to destroy this guy's user rating because of one bad experience.
Yeah, on the flip side, I you know what? I don't give anybody good user ratings when they give me good business. I probably should start doing that.
You're a terrible human being.
You know what? I feel badly now.
Like Black Panther.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of don't trust any like Yelp or anything like that, because if someone had a bad experience, or even like a tiny little, you know, bad experience, they're going to blow it up way out of proportion. But if you have a good experience, chances are you're not going to post about it. Like, yeah. I learned in one of my classes, I actually learned something.
What?
It's word of mouth. For every like one good thing you hear, you'll hear 10 negative things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's life, baby.
Don't trust it.
Very quickly before we head to break, I do want to say that ESPN's doing a cool thing, and I don't know if the other networks are going to do this, because I think ESPN is not going to be covering much. I think they got the first round of one of the playoffs. But last night on ESPN1, they had the regular broadcast of the wild card game. On ESPN2, they had a super StatCast with different announcers, and it got super nerdy, putting all this stuff on your screen. For a lot of us baseball fans, they've got all these new stats that the old school people don't know. And so they did 2 different broadcasts with a whole different set of announcers.
Wait, so you're watching the game, but you're watching it with nerdier baseball announcers?
Exactly.
That's kind of cool.
It was pretty awesome. It's called StatCast, and it's, you know, Amazon's web services, I think, promotes it. But and a lot of folks that know baseball know about StatCast. And every once in a while, they'll show like how long a home run is, and they'll go, StatCast says it went 500 feet. This was like, dude, if you're a geek, if you really love crunching numbers, it is unbelievable. And the guy even sounds like the main nerd guy, because they'll have the announcer, and I think they have a ball player in there, just like the regular analyst and the analyst. And then they have the nerd guy, and he'll go, well, you see here, blah, blah, blah. And it's hysterical. So he'll be disagreeing with the former ball player, because well, I'll tell you, the guy is like, well, actually, no, the numbers show. And I was
they
like,
should find the most jockiest, like, you know, meathead of a former pro guy to pair up with the nerdiest guy. That, to me, would make me watch baseball.
Oh, I know who I'd do it, because he was on with Sean Casey on the Seth Meyers show. Kevin Millar is got to be the biggest jockey, because I watch him.
What about Dibble?
Rob Dibble's not bad either.
That guy would be the dude.
Yeah, because I watch Intentional Talk, and Rose and Millar. I mean, Millar sometimes just comes off like, okay, dude, you've had a couple of beers. What are you talking about?
I found that. Drunk Lenny Dykstra.
Okay, not bad either.
Lenny Dykstra is a loose cannon as it is. Give him a couple shots.
Pete Rose, maybe?
He could be like the third guy in the
Okay, very good.
You know what would be funny, though, is you talk about that, but they could totally go down a whole different road with this. Like, I think about wrestling, and sometimes like, here's our German announce table, and these guys are from France and Italy and wherever else, and they got all those guys. It'd be great to have, and here's John and Stu. They're wasted and they're watching wrestling. You can listen to their commentary.
That would be, dude, someday I think you're going to be right about that.
I would watch that, like, or 2 stone dudes just like trying to talk through whatever it is. Like, they have the knowledge, obviously, but they're baked out of their mind.
Yeah, you wonder why someone doesn't do it now, except probably the broadcasting rights. I bet that they couldn't even comment on a live stream.
Oh,
they
man.
can watch the game like you and just comment on it.
Yeah, too bad like Vice can't make that happen. Like get in cahoots with Major League Baseball and just be like, okay, with our announcers, it's going to be Afro Man and Cheech.
Well, someday.
Or Chong. Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, there you go. Well, at least us nerds have something we can watch. So I believe it'll be on ESPN2 tonight for the Yankees Athletics game. I've never seen it. Was the first time I heard about it, but I finally watched it last night. I was going back and forth between the main broadcast and the StatCast broadcast. It was pretty fascinating, and for a geek like myself, I did dig it. So you might want to check it out tonight, and as long as ESPN has the playoffs. All right, it's time for Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Well, it's still time, actually. We've been doing it. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Your calls, your texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Let's go to Carrie in Bothell. Carrie, you are on The Rock. Hello, Carrie. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Is this you, Carrie?
No, my name is actually it's Terry.
Oh, Terry with a T. Hi, Terry. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show,
Terry.
Sherry, nice to talk to you.
Mary in Bothell, you're on The Rock. What's up, Terry? Hello.
One day you guys were talking about stuff that happened at your job.
Yes.
Well, years ago I had a job at an espresso stand.
Oh yeah.
And I was waiting on these people that pulled up on the one side, and then while I was taking care of them, a guy in a big pickup pulled up on the other side. And so when I got done with the other people, I started walking to the other side. I noticed the guy in the big pickup was playing with himself, if you know what I mean. Up and down.
Steve, you know what she means, right?
Yes. Can someone turn the lights down? This is a very sexy story, I can tell.
So the guy was getting busy with himself. Now, Carrie, what kind of an espresso stand was this? Was this one where you wore like very little and these kind of people? Oh, it's just a regular joint.
Yeah. And I thought, as I walked over there and saw him doing it, I thought, damn, I got to think of something that I can say to him. And I managed to think of something right before I opened the window. And I said to him, "Oh, I've had bigger."
There we go.
Yes. This is the best birthday gift ever, this call.
Carrie,
that's fantastic.
You know, Carrie, it's a very interesting thing, man, because you, I don't know how old you are. I feel like you're probably my demographic. Am I right? You in 50s, 60s you were born?
I'm 61 years old.
All right, so you're right in my neighborhood. You know, it's funny the response that people have from our generation when you saw stuff like that, because you took control of the situation by basically saying, you know what, you're not gonna make me feel bad. I'm gonna make you feel bad, you idiot.
That's right.
What was his response?
Well, and when I said that, he immediately pulled away.
That's the one thing about what's going on today is that I think it's really, and I appreciate the call, I think it's great that bad people are being brought to justice. I just really wish that more people could feel empowered by it, because our generation, when you saw somebody doing something bad like that, you immediately said, you're the moron here. I'm not going to let you ruin my life. What you're doing is wrong, and I'm going to make you feel really stupid about it.
I always loved that story. It was a few years ago when some guy was doing that whole thing where he'd pull up to a bikini barista stand and they'd open it up and he's just like, hey, look at my, my maple bar.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies just took her coffee and just threw the hot coffee right on his dong.
That's another good way to work that situation. I agree.
I think that's totally fine.
I do. And that's where I just feel that if people could still go on with their life and feel empowered and feel like, look, these are idiots. We deal with idiots the way you do it, bring them to justice. I just hate to see the people that, see this all of a sudden turn around and not get to have a good life, because her generation, that's how they did it. They were just like, you're a moron. I'll tell you you're a moron, and I'm going to go continue to have a good life.
Got this text. You're talking about Yelp reviews and how people are just being idiots on those things. This person, man, this is a bummer to hear. He says, I own a tattoo studio in Olympia. It's called Black Tortoise tattoo. And we received a 2-star review from a man who never stepped into our studio. And upon looking at his profile, it appears that he's actually going around rating all sorts of businesses and possibly even making this some sort of a joke. Or a job, sorry. Have you heard of this before? Thank you.
God.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it does. This is, you know what, Steve?
You're affecting somebody's business. Because of that one bad review, someone might be like, yeah, maybe I'm not going to go to that tattoo place.
It's like what you said before. You might as well just make up your own mind and not even trust these reviews anymore.
Yeah, so shout out to Black Tortoise Tattoo in Olympia.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, man, that stinks.
It really, really does. And see, the Wild West, the Wild West of letting people do what they want, this is what happens. A lot of disinformation, a lot of hashtag fake news, and you just don't know what to believe anymore because for some reason human beings just don't want to be decent. They just want to be trolls, which is the nature of what we are as a race. I mean, we've been trolls for a long time. We really have in our own special way.
Earlier we were talking about how when there's been an instance where you've been pulled aside by TSA and they check your bag, because we had some stories where we were talking about that, and someone texted in and said their son was stopped multiple times because of having snack-sized bags of Doritos in his carry-on. Apparently something in the material of the Doritos bag gives off a similar material to explosives.
Oh, damn.
So you might want to put your Doritos in like your own little snack bag.
Do you think that they're just doing that so that you'll buy the Doritos at the airport and not bring them in?
Or maybe the TSA guy's hungry and he just wanted a bag of Doritos and wanted to confiscate them. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I would definitely. If I was the Doritos guy and you a TSA guy and you had Doritos, Oreos, yeah, I am checking your bag every time.
Another person says, my wife had her flaming hot Cheetos taken away 3 times.
Why? I don't understand.
Maybe same thing. Maybe something with the bag.
They opened up and checked me for a candle. I was bringing a candle home, and my wife didn't want it anymore. I'm like, well, I'll burn the candle. And then they go, yeah, we got to check that candle out. I'm like, well, it's not a liquid. Not yet. I mean, it can be a liquid. I mean, is it? So you just never know what the hell they're going to check.
I can kind of understand the flaming hot Cheetos thing. I mean, Lil Xan did go to the hospital.
That's true.
They're very dangerous.
You can overdose on them. It's like a drug.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
We don't let heroin on.
No, and we got to protect our treasures like Lil Xan.
Mm-hmm. Earlier we were talking about the dumbest human that you've ever seen. One person says that they saw a woman driving with her hands in the air in heavy traffic in the left lane. She had at least a 10-car gap in front of her. I drove over by her to honk at her and give her the finger, and she was eating Chinese food out of the container with chopsticks and driving with her knees.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I think Rev said it best.
Dude, yeah. Drivers.
Well, listen, I don't want people to think that we're making a connection between the dumbest human you've seen and then, of course, Ryan Castle. I don't want people to know. This is completely coincidental. Here's a question. What do Ryan Castle and leftover ribs have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:49 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. He's the drunk in charge. Now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and leftover ribs have in common?
I need about 6 hours smoke and then sauced.
Yeah.
That's every weekend.
Basically, yeah.
Somebody says, Steve, we can't wait to get to the bone on either.
Get to the bone.
Yeah. Steve wants both for his birthday.
Yeah, he does. Today's his birthday. Give him a little bone.
I heard that.
Yeah. That's right. And vegetarians eat both.
Oh.
Do they? Oh.
My wife likes you. But then again, she's vegan.
Vegetarians. Hair Club's vegetarian. No, he's a pescatarian. He doesn't count. I don't care if he likes me or not anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here's a lovely story, though.
Well, all right.
Yeah. That got dark and real. A man stabs his brother over who ate the leftover ribs because this is America. This happened in Cale, Iowa. Hey, that's rather ironic. Yeah. A stabbing in Cale over ribs. You know, if they were vegan, they would have been in Cale and would have been a problem.
Right.
Cale went over to eat some leftover ribs, and they were gone. And he was like, what happened to leftover ribs? And Daniel was like, I ate them. And Cale said, then I'm going to stab you in your stomach. And the cops came.
I mean, I wouldn't stab him, but I'd be pretty pissed, too.
Yeah.
If your name was Cale, I agree.
Yeah.
But and so many of my ribs.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan Castle, he's got a morning 12-pack, and he's next.
BJ and Mig's play of the day.
But then the other parties I ever held were those 420 potluck parties.
Those were fantastic.
Yeah. Everyone got really stoned and watched UFC. That was a great time.
And tried to deep fry stuff.
Yes. And that's when I found out that if Thrill and I want to deep fry Twinkies, we got to remember to take the Twinkies out of the deep fryer, not go outside on the back deck and have a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah.
And then realize that they've been deep frying that entire time.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say remember to take the wrapper off before you deep fry.
Me too.
We're smarter than that, Vicky.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.